Do you really need a niche? Are you niche enough? Are you too niche? The question I am constantly confronted with is, how do you pick a niche or niche yourself when you are a multifaceted person? The way I see a niche is it is the pinpoint of your focus on your YouTube channel or your account. So do you mostly talk about cooking? Are you a mechanic? You hear people talk a lot about niching down, how you need to have a niche to be successful. And so I want to talk a bit about if that is the case, and if it is, how do you even pick a niche as a person who has maybe multiple interests, multiple skills, or just somebody who doesn't want to box themselves in to one lane? Does having a niche affect your success on YouTube? It basically comes down to this. YouTube wants to know who you're trying to push your content out to. It wants to know who likes to watch your content. And then once it finds a group of people that like to watch your content, it will then push it out to more people who have similar interests, similar tastes, and then grow from there. So in this sense, having a niche is helpful because it helps YouTube identify who you're making your content for. And then if that target audience enjoys your content, YouTube is able to push it out to more people like that. Having a more nuanced approach and outlook on what a niche is and what it means for you is actually going to make you more successful than just pasting yourself into a box like a cooking channel or a gardening channel, and that's it verbatim. Keeping that in mind, think about then some of the most successful brands and think about them through the lens of brand archetypes. So brand archetypes are, I guess, what I would call a personality, a label for your brand. And if you do a little research into brand archetypes, there are 12 primary, and they're a great way to basically personalize your brand, make it feel more human, because at the end of the day, people like people. People trust people. Think about Apple, for example. Their main archetype is the creator. They're creative, innovative. But underlying that, there's a secondary brand archetype, which is the rebel, and then there's a tinge of the sage as well. The creator is saying, hey, we're creative, we're innovative. But the rebel is that undertone that is, we are always pushing boundaries. And then there's the sage that comes with guidance. And so this creates a whole personality for Apple. It's not just, oh, we create things. The same thing could be said about Disney. Their primary archetype is the magician, but there's also this layer of the innocent, this childlike wonder that ties beautifully in with the magician. And so you think about these successful brands, and then you think about yourself. It's actually a superpower to not niche yourself down into one category. And so there's this multi-layered personality within these really successful brands. But overall, it's tied together through one thing, which is a mission. And so for Apple, while it's the creator, the rebel, a little bit of the sage, really it's their mission of we are here to provide innovative and helpful, beautiful products that are easy to use and creator friendly. For Disney, underneath the magician and the innocent, there is this mission to entertain, to bring magic and wonder. And so when you think about yourself and your multiple interests and you're trying to niche down, think about what your underlying mission is that's tying all these niches together. Maybe you like to garden, but you can't just have your niche stop at gardening. Why do you like to garden? What's the story behind it? Maybe you're specifically more interested in permaculture or sustainable living. Maybe it branches out from just gardening into, building a homestead. Maybe you're a single dad who likes to cook. Adding these layers of story. But then really at the end of it, you're just embracing who you are and sharing who you are as a multifaceted person, because as I said, people like people are attracted to people, and they want to connect to human stories. The most interesting niches have layers to them. So when you think about niching down, don't think about how to niche down and shrink yourself. Think about how to encompass yourself through that underlying mission. So that brings me to a little bit of research I did that brought me to Dan Coe and his mission-based niche, because that's really what this is. And so in this way, having a mission-based niche, all of your content, no matter what part of your world it touches, it all points back to your mission. Something that Dan Coe says is the most profitable niche is you. So really, having a niche should not be crushing you. You are the niche. We've heard other creators say this. And I think that that's beautiful and powerful, because at the end of the day, coming back to it, people connect with people. And so I think you should show your multiple facets and use those parts of yourself to deliver your mission. Your mission is your overarching niche, and your creativity, your interests, all the different facets of you become your secondary layers. And this creates a rich, human, and beautiful brand that people can actually connect with. And then you also don't have to feel like you are boxed in, and you have growing room. So to wrap it up, niching down doesn't have to be a confining, scary thing. Really, it's just finding your through line and your mission, and then sharing that online. And I think that that is a much more freeing and open perspective that can allow for creativity and growth. See you in the next episode.